Hello, tea lovers! Welcome to Rebecca's Tea Cozy, where we share a love of tea and other things that are cozy to nourish our bodies and our souls. I'm really excited to share this episode with you today as I recently received a package of tea from a tea company that I recently found. And so we have several teas that we're going to unbox together and give them a taste test. So the company is Young Mountain Tea, which is based in Oregon and was created in 2013. This tea company works directly with small tea makers or tea farms based in India and Nepal to support them and the local economy. So let's unbox and see what's inside. Inside the box, there is a postcard and sticker, and it says that their goal is to raise up emerging tea makers, creating vibrant mountain economies and healthy lands across the Indian subcontinent. So they're very people-focused, and that's one of the things that, as I shared in the very first episode of Let's Talk Tea, that's important to me is making sure that not only what I'm consuming is healthy for my body, but also trying to find companies and support companies that are healthy for our planet as well. And in the actual enclosure with the receipt, there's a handwritten note that says, "Hi Rebecca, thanks for choosing Young Mountain Tea and supporting small farmers in India and Nepal. Help a small business grow by leaving us a review." And so I definitely will plan to do that, as I think it's important to continue to support small companies such as this one that are working to make a difference in our world. Inside the box were two teas that I ordered. One is a Nepali organic silver needle tea, and the other is an organic Darjeeling Green Tea. Now, the reason that I was interested in both of these teas is because typically, as we've said, China is best known for their green tea, as well as primarily known for their white teas. And so I find it interesting that these two teas are sourced in India and Nepal because they are a little newer to the scene of producing green teas or white teas. When I was sharing the Let's Talk Tea episode on white tea, I spoke about Silver Needle being one of the higher quality of white teas. And so since I didn't have any on hand, it made me want to find a Silver Needle tea. And when I came across this company, I thought I would give it a try and see how it compares to other Silver Needle teas that I've tried in the past. In addition, what struck me was the white tea that I did taste test in the video was from the region of Kumaon, and the Young Mountain Tea Company, from which these teas are purchased, actually has a partnership with tea farms in the Kumaon region, so they do offer Kumaon teas on their site. As for this tea, I love Darjeeling tea, and of course I'm typically drinking a Darjeeling black tea, but when I saw that they offered a Darjeeling green, I thought that I would like to give that a try because I haven't had a Darjeeling green tea. And so we're going to taste test these teas today and see what they're like. So I'm going to brew the water and steep the teas, and then I'll be back with you for the taste test. We're back with both of our teas brewed and ready to taste. Both of these teas, green and white, were recommended to be brewed at 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 80 to 82 degrees Celsius. And again, because of the more delicate nature of these teas and the less oxidation, or in the case of green, no oxidation, then we want to brew them below that boiling temperature point. So let's begin looking at the Darjeeling Green Tea. You'll notice the leaves of the green tea are a little bit dull in color, which is similar to what you would find in a Chinese green tea that's been pan-fired versus the Japanese green teas, which are steamed. You'll also notice that these leaves are on the larger side, and that's because, again, in India, we're more likely to find the Camellia sinensis variety Assamica tea plant versus the variety sinensis that's more common in China. This organic Darjeeling green tea is produced at the Makaibari Estate. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it was the world's first organic tea farm, as well as the world's first certified biodynamic tea farm. So it's a very well-known tea estate where a lot of Darjeeling teas will come from. And again, it's a Darjeeling tea because it's from the region of Darjeeling. One of the things that I found interesting about this company is on their website, it will share with you the specific region where it comes from, the specific tea farm, a little bit about the tea maker or the owner of the tea farm, as well as a little bit about how the tea is made and the tasting notes of the tea. So for this particular tea, the tasting notes intrigued me. It said toasted rice and butternut squash, which I thought, a green tea and butternut squash didn't exactly click in my mind, but I just had to give it a try. So let's first begin by smelling the aroma of the tea, and then we'll give it a taste. It definitely has a sweet and a very vegetal smell to it. Nothing bitter or hinted at any unpleasant smell at all. Definitely a vegetal. And if I think about butternut squash, if I think about picking up a squash and smelling that clean, earthy flavor, then that's definitely what does come through. So now for the taste test. It's a nice sweet flavor. There's no bitterness or astringency to this tea like you'll find in some green teas. And I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't just try it myself, but it does actually remind me of the flavor of butternut squash, which I enjoy a lot. So it definitely lives up to the tasting notes that are there. And it's actually nice to have the tasting notes because if you're especially like me where you're new to tasting tea, it gives you some ideas of flavors to explore or to associate to help better describe the tea that I'm drinking and enjoying. Now, let's look at the organic white silver needle tea. If you remember from the episode on white tea, the white tea is picked when the buds are brand new, and that gives them the appearance of white because it has the little silvery hairs along the white buds. Now, silver needle is the finest white tea because it's just the buds. There are no leaves included. So all you see are the very fine buds with those white silvery hairs. The tasting notes on this tea are actually a caramel and a lilac taste. So let's begin with the aroma. Definitely a floral lilac smell to this tea. I don't smell any caramel yet, but it's a sweet floral aroma. Very strong aroma to it, but very enjoyable. And now for the taste. This has a really nice mouthful. It's very silky and smooth on the tongue. And it definitely has the flavor of that nice sweet floral smell that was picked up in the aroma. As I let it linger on my tongue, I may pick up that caramel flavor, but definitely more of the floral aroma. But a very delightful tea. And again, Silver Needle is the highest quality of white tea that you can get because it's just those buds, which means very fine picking. So I hope you enjoyed the unboxing as much as I did with Young Mountain Teas. I'll leave a link at the bottom in case you're interested in checking out their company. Again, there's no affiliation, but I just thought I would share the experience with you as I'm always excited to try not only new teas, but partner with new companies as well. So until next time, be blessed with a cup of tea.